Robot Dog, are you ready for Vegas? Straight-faced military guy, are you ready for Vegas? I'll take that as a no. Hey, this is Ghost Robo, and we are here taking a look at New Vegas! It's our first time entering the Strip. We're right in the midst of the Ring-a-Ding-Ding quest. And uh-oh, Victor is here, the stalker robot who has followed us all over the Mojave Wasteland. We're gonna ask him a couple questions and see what his deal is. Why is he following us all over the place? And actually, he finally reveals his method of instant transportation here. And he's inviting us to go visit Mr. House, who is the main owner, the guy who's running all of the Strip here. And so we find out that he was transporting back and forth between the robots, not actually following us. It's kind of a interesting, crazy, inexplicable way of travel. We got some. Why do they call it a monorail? Yeah, let's dance. Woo! New Vegas, New Vegas, New Vegas. Yes, yes, yes. Uh-oh. There's a shady guy. He's got some easy-to-hide weapons. Why would I need easy-to-hide weapons?
They say you get it all back when you leave.
Alright. So apparently they're going to confiscate all our stuff when we enter the casinos. Let's see what you got. Knives, brass knuckles, silenced pistols, spike knuckles. Ooh, I kind of like those. Switchblades, and more knives. Looks like it's all about the knives and the silenced guns. Well, I already got a silenced 22, so let's get some spike knuckles. They could come in mighty handy in the casinos. Whoa there, miss! Please put a shirt on. Alright, so it looks like the Strip here is broken down into a couple of sections. I'm sure it was a loading fiasco for them to render everything at once, so we're going to have to enter one more gate here before we confront Benny at the Tops Casino. I like our outfit we got going on. We got kind of a worker, everyman feel with the shirt, the suspenders, but then we've got the futuristic look with the space helmet. So we're entering Vegas in style. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I used to live in Southern California, so I've been to Vegas numerous times, and I don't remember it being this compacted. There's a lot more walking between hotels and casinos than what we got going on here, but I kind of like it in New Vegas because running around isn't the most fun thing to do in this game.
Hey, fellow, welcome to the Tops.
Well, hey to you, Chairman Greeter. So here we go. We're getting rid of all of our weapons. We're going to keep our holdout weapons, which is the blades and the silenced guns.
Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to... Now that we got that little...
Alright, so if we... Guess he's giving us permission if we find some weapons to keep them on our person.
We'll keep them locked.
We'll lock everything up upstairs.
Everything your little
we are going to go find Benny, who is the man who shot you in the head at the very beginning of the game. So I can't imagine this exchange going all so well. You'd think your dude here would be pretty angry and upset when he finds the guy who put him in a grave. But so far the casino looks pretty dingy in here. Not getting quite the luxurious vibe I was hoping for. But there's a bunch of empty card tables, not a lot going on right now. And that looks to be Benny in his plaid checkered suit.
In the goddamn?
And there he is.
In the groove,
he looked a little different in the cutscene at the beginning. Didn't have as bad of a face. Alright, so we got quite a few options here. It looks like we can assault him right away. No question.
They're called bodyguards, and every one of them is...
Alright, so he's got quite a few bodyguards, so maybe we won't attack right away. No idea how strong they are.
Anyhow, baby.
But we're gonna... Let's try to get some information from him. See what he knows. Yeah, we don't want to attack right away. Let's see what he's got in mind.
I'll comp you the presidential.
Ooh,
I'll hang out
gonna give us the best room in the house. Alright,
usual.
I like your offer, Benny. We will take it, but you must get rid of those bodyguards. We're gonna use our extra speech points here to make Benny lose the bodyguards and follow us right away to the presidential suite. So, apparently these are the bodyguards. Hey, I thought you were gonna lose the bodyguards, not have them follow you. What is going on? That's quite the machine gun you got there on your back. So we're gonna take this elevator to the presidential suite. But before we go and discuss things with Benny over a drink, we're gonna explore the presidential suite here. See if there's anything of interest that we can swipe before we start talking. And so far, every hotel, or every room in this game actually, has been very decrepit and dirty. And this one really isn't much of an exception. You know, that's something, I like hotels. I coach high school basketball and AAU basketball, which is sort of top tier travel 11th, 12th grade basketball. And so we go all over the place. Some all sorts of hotels, different cities, different states. And while I like hotels, I'm kind of a germaphobe. And sometimes I get a weird feeling like, you know, what kind of a revolving door room is this? How many people have been here, and who were they, and what were they doing? And, you know, sometimes I just want to keep my shoes on at all times. I mean, you know, I think hotels are great. They're luxurious most of the time, but, you know, some of the weaker ones, you know, there's not much difference between a disgusting hotel and a prison, except that you volunteer to go to the hotel, and usually you don't volunteer to go to prison. But that is neither here nor there, so let's go find Benny and see what he's got to say to wrap up this ring-a-ding-ding quest here. Alright, so we can be very forthcoming, or be a little bit shady.
Once you were vertical,
Let's be forthcoming and see what he'll tell us.
To think I deemed that flintbuck. I guess that's enough scratching around.
Alright, so here we go again with the option to kill him, to get more information, to work together. I don't think that's a great idea right away. I don't know, why would we work with the guy who tried to kill us? Let's ask him about the platinum chip. This is actually a really interesting bit, I think, that's going to lead into majority of the rest of the game. The chip actually controls all the robots in New Vegas, and that's how Mr. House is able to have such a amped up security system without a lot of ammo or such a large force. And they don't give you all the details here, but at least it leads you on a path. Things seem to really just pick up steam right about here. You know, so far you've been exploring the wasteland and doing side quests in this town or that town, but here, this is really, I guess, the funnel point of the game where, boom, everything's going to start happening really rapidly. And it's actually a pretty exciting moment here once you find out some of these details from Benny, and the subsequent quests, and what this all leads into is pretty awesome. We find out again that Benny wants to take over New Vegas, and so his whole plan here was to steal the platinum chip in order to take over New Vegas, take over the Strip, kick Mr. House out. But he's got a problem in that he doesn't know how to activate the platinum chip. He doesn't know where he can activate it, or what is going on. He's kind of a ruthless dude, and I don't like that suit. He looks so different than he did in the opening cutscene, man. I guess that's the difference between pre-rendered graphics and sort of this aging, shoddy Fallout engine that's giving us the in-game stuff. So Benny's going to give us a lot more information right here, and kind of fill us in on all the different factions around the area. And again, this is where the game really seems to get a lot more focused and direct you in terms of who are you going to side with, who are you going to agree with and disagree with, and whose sort of path are you going to follow in terms of taking over the Strip. Because it seems like somebody's going to do it. I guess you could help Mr. House and maybe keep him in charge. But what fun is that? Revolution, that's what it's all about.
Don't get me wrong, that resort of theirs is strictly ring-a-ding. But
don't go in the basement. Well, when we get there, we will make sure we go in the basement. Alright, Benny. Enough of your talking. Cut to the chase. What kind of player are you? Are you somebody that skips all the dialogue in games? Or do you let them speak it all? You know, I'm a pretty quick reader, so I read everything. But I don't let these guys talk it all out, because it just seems to add needless minutes and minutes onto my playthrough. But what kind of player are you? Are you somebody who likes to sit through all of this dialogue? You know, I listen to the cutscenes for sure, but I've never been one to let them do the talking. You know, in RPGs I always skip through. Like I said, I read it all, but it just seems kind of needless to let them speak it all, especially when the voice acting isn't very consistent. You know, there's some great stuff in Fallout New Vegas, and also some lower quality voice acting. So he's giving us some money, says he's going to start us off with some missions, and we're going to pick the safe right in front of him, see what he's got here in the presidential suite. Apparently Benny's a friendly dude. He seems to be leading us down a path of trustworthiness and cooperation. Ooh, a machine gun, grenade rifle, and power fist. This is a pretty valuable safe actually here. So make sure you pick this lock and take everything that is inside the safe in the presidential suite. It's the only stuff worthwhile in there. Like we showed earlier, we explored around. There's not much else in there. Some drinks in the fridge, but this is where it's at, this wall safe. So we got all that ammunition. And Benny is going to head out. Alright, bud, we're your new friend. Whoa! Who are these guys, the bodyguards? What are they doing here? Apparently Mr. Anderson has escaped from the Matrix. They all look identical. Now they're leaving. And there's no... Whoa, teleportation.
Over here!
Oh no, it's an ambush! They're attacking us, and we have nothing equipped. So we will punch them and knock their hats off their heads. Oh, good. Back of the neck punch. I totally was not expecting this at all. I really thought Benny was a friend, and now he's made me cry. I have no friends in all of New Vegas. But we're gonna handle these bodyguards with ease, especially since we've got 2 companions backing us up. And as we wrap up this look at the strip and the completion of the Ring-a-Ding-Ding quest, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please check out my other videos. I've got a lot going on in Fable 3, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, and we'll have more Fallout New Vegas stuff as well. But until next time, we will see you later.